The breakthrough is being done in Clarkson's incubator space in Peyton Hall. So far, this is the smallest micro-air measuring unit made, but it will have a big impact on detecting unknown particles that come from automotive exhaust and factory smokestacks.
These particles, when you breathe in, are injurious to your health because these particles can get collected in the deeper regions of the lung. And it's not all particles, when you breathe in, it's not all particles that are a problem. It's these particles that are smaller than about 2.5 microns.
That's smaller than the head of a pin. Just one strand of hair is about 70 microns. One of the many good things about this low-cost detector is it doesn't require an experienced operator. There are other devices that do micro measurements but cost about $10,000, are much larger, and need an experienced operator. If successful, the Clarkson device will be handheld, portable, does not need a trained operator, and sells for a low price of about $2,000.
You came up here, you drove a gasoline-powered car, and you might have come across diesel-powered vehicles as you came up here. Both these vehicles are putting out particles, and a lot of them in the tailpipe, in the size range of about 10 nanometers to about 200 nanometers.
The inventor said that the exposure to harmful particles ranks as the 4th biggest killer in the world.
Right up there with high blood pressure, smoking, alcohol, this is right up there. And this is clearly a bigger problem in the developing world where air quality is pretty bad. But in the developed world, in certain areas, it's still a concern, including scientists suspect if we're living near a highway.
Researchers here use a wind tunnel to sniff out micro-air pollutants. The wind tunnel at Clarkson University allows scientists to have a complete control over the air they test.
The air coming in is filtered and all particles from the air are removed with HEPA filters up front. So you've got clean air coming in. The only particles that are put in there are put in from our instruments in here. So we can put in carbon particles, ammonium sulfate particles, and so on. So we can test the performance of the sensor. The particles are different sizes and compositions, and so we know exactly how our sensor will perform.
By producing a high-end, low-cost air testing machine, Dhaniyala feels that the cities will be able to afford them and place large numbers of monitors throughout the cities. They can then pinpoint specific areas where air quality is doing the most harm. The medical community is then alerted to act on the vital information. Dhaniyala's handheld air detector could be on the market in less than a year, allowing us to get an inside whiff of those microparticles in our atmosphere. For Mountain Lake Journal, I'm Jack LaDuke at Clarkson University.